hard to believe, but I am halfway through my training for Ironman 70.3 Oregon. We've been at this My Pursuit series for 8 weeks. So I thought, why not do a My Progress video on how my swim, my bike, my run, my nutrition, my body weight, how is all that coming, and what would I like to see over the next 8 weeks as we move into the race. But this morning, I've got a bike, so it's time to jump on the trainer.
You might not wanna get close. We a little wild war.
What is going on, folks? We have 8 weeks left until Ironman 70.3, and this morning I have a interval ride or a repeat ride, 75 minutes at 230 watts for 15 different repeats. Small break in between, but the repeats at 230 are at a low cadence of 60. Then this evening I have a run, hour run with the club, Snail's Pace Club, and that's it for today other than working and a bunch of sports pickups. But today I am testing out this Synergy tri-suit. They sent me a couple sizes and this one fits really well. This is their large. It fits great in the chest and the arms. Love this material, and the pad feels really nice. So they are customizing this tri-suit in the green and blue that I love, with the Endureus logo and the CJ logo, and I will be sporting that for my 2022-2023 season. I am super pumped to get that. Should arrive in June before Oregon, and I can't wait. But I am almost done with this warm-up, so I've got some work to do.
Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me, getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need to hassle. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at.
Well, we're in the beginning of week 8 and the volume continues to creep up. The ride's getting longer and my long runs are getting longer, and the intensity in those sessions is getting longer and longer. So far, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling healthy, and I need to knock on some wood, but feel like very few nagging issues. You know, my back is a little sore, but I'm working on that. But otherwise, very few issues. So things are going well. I am just about to head out for my run with the Snail's Pace Club, but before I left, I wanted to do a few adjustments to my bike. One, I wanted to bring the aero bar pads in closer together. I've been riding them on the outside holes, so aero gains come from bringing those in. So I brought them in about 3 centimeters each. So that's about a 2.5 inch difference. So about 1.25 inches each. Brought them in on each side to see if I can hold that position. If I can't, there is an adjustment in the middle, so I could go out a little bit and kind of be in between. I'm gonna see if I can hold this more aggressive position on my long ride this weekend. Other thing I did was add a couple of logos to the bike, Endureus, because that is ultimately my passion, fundraising and donating to charities that support the planet, and my CJ logo on the back. So added those. I think they look pretty good. sprint past me, beat me at the very end. All right, well, that was a good run. It was a hard run, actually, a little harder than I anticipated going tonight, but did 5.25 miles and we ran 7:28. My goal was to keep my heart rate under 150. I was a little high, I was 153, so worked a little bit harder than I probably should have. But it felt really good to run that fast, actually, because my goal is to run 7:30 in the race. So it felt good to get my legs running that fast. It's a hilly route, so we were working, but now I am picking up my daughter. She is at volleyball, so I got to go in and grab her, and that's it for today. It is 5:10 in the morning. It is Tuesday, and I am headed off. Tuesday? What's today? Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning. I'm headed off to swim this morning. I've got an hour swim with the Masters. Then I've got an hour hilly run. Depending on how things go, by the time I get back, we'll see, can I get that done outside, or am I doing that on the treadmill? Great swim. That was 3,200 meters. Felt really strong today. I have been really focused on swimming without gear for about the last 4 months. So no paddles, no fins, no pull buoy, just focused on swimming, really trying to get a feel for the water, getting traction, and I think it's made a huge difference. Today I did throw some paddles on, and I've slowly in the last week or so started to mix them back in. I noticed I did a set 2 weeks ago without paddles, and I actually felt tired. I felt like my shoulders were getting worked. So I've decided I will start to mix just paddles a little bit back in as I go forward, just so I don't feel as tired when I do use them. But overall, I'm trying to spend 80% of my swim with 0 gear and really focusing on head position and body position and my pull. And I think it's paying off. So I can see in my times that they slowly are coming down. Well, I was just doing a little stretching and some foam rolling, continuing to work on loosening my back when I got an email from Synergy. They just shot over some of the final drawings or layout and colors of the tri-suit. So I'm gonna pull that up now and take a look. These are the actual colors of the material. This doesn't always represent exactly what the material will look like when it's printed, but this neon green, yellowish, greenish looks awesome. I think it actually is brighter than my current suit. This looks amazing. And this blue, I love. It's not like a royal blue. It's more of an ocean blue or sky blue, which I think looks amazing. They've got all the logos on there. The one change we are making is this CJ is getting washed out, so we're gonna go ahead and make this blue as well. Hydration. I have been stalking the Profile Design website, waiting for this little bracket from Profile Design to come back in stock. Since getting the bike and my fit with Jim, he recommended this hydration system from Profile Design, but it requires a special stem, or they came out with this little attachment which goes on the front of your stem and allows this bottle to mount. system is mounted. The bracket fit perfect on the front of the Canyon stem, and the bottle just slides on, locks in. It is so clean. Only thing I need to do is move the Endureus sticker I put on the bike yesterday. So let's talk progress, specifically my progress. But first, progress in general is one of those things that's really, really hard to measure on a day-to-day basis or to perceive if anything is happening. Are you getting better? Unless you put the effort in to specifically test something, measure something, so that then you can go back and look at that data down the road. It's so easy to get frustrated and feel like you're not progressing if you're kind of just winging it. You're not really benchmarking where you were to where you are now. So for me, it's really key, one, in my motivation, two, in making adjustments, and overall just knowing where have I come from to where I am now. When I started back 8 weeks ago, I was really down on myself. I had a terrible end of the season. I was really sick, DQ'd Oceanside, and just went into the holiday and January, February. I took a break from training. I went and did a bunch of skiing, ate a bunch, and really just stepped away, felt sorry for myself, got it all out of my system, came back in February and started over, and that was hard. I had lost so much fitness, gained weight, and was starting from scratch essentially. And that is not where I wanted to be, but it's where I was. And that's all that mattered. It wasn't where I was 2 months before or where I was a year ago. What mattered is that's where I was. And what was key is starting back, being consistent. And for me, taking some measurements so that a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, I'm able to look and see, am I progressing? Am I headed in the direction I want to go? So I wanted to talk about 5 categories: my swim, my bike, my run, my nutrition, and my weight. So swim. Swim was one of those things when I came back, I felt like I was dying. Oh, actually the swim and the run, I felt like I was dying. My heart rate was through the roof, just struggling to breathe, struggling to swim fast, and day by day, my paces have slowly come down. I have seen, swimming 2:15 for 100 meters to down, down, down. Today I hopped in the pool, 600 warm up, swimming fairly easy, and swimming 145s per 100 meter. One of the keys for me has been moving into slower lanes, not using equipment to swim with faster swimmers who don't need equipment. You know what? I'm gonna move down. I'm not gonna use equipment. I'm gonna adjust the times that I need to swim the workouts in, but I am going to focus on feeling the water, getting traction in the water, keeping my head down, and not relying on equipment, paddles and fins and all of that to keep me in the workout with a bunch of swimmers that I can't keep up with. So that has been huge for me. The bike. Now, I don't feel like I lost that much fitness on the bike when I stopped. I came back and hills were tough. Hills have been tough because I really haven't done much climbing since getting back into triathlon. So this round, the last 8 weeks, I have been hitting the elevation, trying to climb a bunch, and I feel like my ride is coming along really, really good. My heart rate's low, doing all of my workouts, and the ride I think is progressing just fine. Now my run, that is probably where I have seen the most measurable improvement. I'll tell you, when I started back, I was having a hard time running 10-minute miles without taking walk breaks to get my heart back into zone 2. It was miserable, but day by day, zone 2 workouts, targeting that heart rate, the MAF heart rate. I've been using 135. I recently, after testing my last video, I've adjusted that up a little bit, but targeting that for 80% of my workouts. And while mentally it might be terrible and so painful to run so slow, you're out there running with friends or group runs and everybody's just gone and you are just holding back, looking at your watch, trying to run this pace, walking the hills. It's brutal, but it is paying off. I'm running so much faster at that similar heart rate. And I just ran that workout, that the snail's pace run that I just videoed, and was able to run that and stay pretty much in zone 2 most of the way. Towards the end, we were hitting some really fast couple of miles down in the 650s, low 7s. So I popped up and over a little bit, closer to 160, but overall my heart rate stayed below 150 and I am feeling much more confident on my run. I had pretty much lost faith that I was going to be able to run the pace I needed to try and qualify for the World Championships this year. But lo and behold, zone 2 training is working and my run is getting faster and faster and faster. Nutrition. The first 6 weeks of training, I was super focused on my nutrition and I came down from 210 to 192. And the last couple of weeks, I just took a little bit of focus off on that. I've allowed myself to have a little more freedom, eating some things that I wasn't the first 6 weeks, but I have maintained 192. And I really just wanted a mental break from so much focus on food, from measuring and everything. And I was feeling a little tired. So I think maybe there was a little too much calorie deprivation happening. So the last 2 weeks, I've just kind of let loose, not gone crazy, but enjoyed myself a little more. And I've maintained 192, stayed right there. So this is something over the next 8 weeks I want to focus on. I'll be back on track, measuring my food, making sure I have that calorie deficit and focus on getting down below 190. Below 190 was my goal. Got 8 weeks. I have no concerns that I won't drop below that. So that is the focus moving forward over these next 8 weeks, back on nutrition. But that's it. That's basically the progress. Mentally, I feel amazing. I will tell you that at the beginning, there were a lot of doubts and just kind of negative feelings about myself, about where I was, about taking the time off. And right now, I feel like I am in a really great mental spot. I feel really good, no real ailments, and things are going well. So now I am super excited about the next 8 weeks of training. Every morning I wake up and I am just ready to roll. I have been named Tigger.
All you need is a little bit of Tiggerization. Wait. Why wait?
Which is funny because I actually have a Tigger mug and I've always kind of identified with Tigger and kind of just positive energy, positive vibes, bringing the light, staying focused, staying in the moment, being very present, being aware of the things that are coming out of my mouth, trying to bring positivity every chance I get. It is 6:26 in the morning and I am headed out on a ride. I'm going to be testing out the Profile Design Aria, I think that's how you say it, front mount water bottle I just installed just to see if the straw length is long enough and if I just like the overall feel of drinking out of that hydration bottle. Then I'm also testing out the Aero Bar pad position. I moved them in a total of almost 3 inches, so more like 2.5 inches. And so it's much more aggressive, and I'm gonna be testing that out today. I am spending a ton of time climbing in the hills, so I won't be in aero as much as I normally would be on my longer rides, but let's see how it goes. All right, well, that was 70 miles on the bike, about 4 hours, about 4,000 feet of climbing. Very good ride, perfect weather. Bike felt great. I really liked the Aero bottle, but I'm not really a fan of the straw. So I've got to figure out a different straw solution. It's really the bite valve that's on it. I really feel like you have to work to get fluid out of it. So I'm gonna look for another valve to go on the straw. The pads on the aero bars at first felt really tight and a little unstable. I'm not used to having my elbows that close together, but as I rode, I got used to it, and I think I can pull it off.